Questions for reflection. Our first reading from the Book of Wisdom is a warning to all who are in leadership. With it comes great responsibility. This admonishment is meant not only for kings, but for all who wield authority over others. It's particularly true for those who stand in Christ by virtue of holy orders and purport to exercise His authority. God sees what we do. He's aware of our innermost intentions, and we will be judged if we abuse our authority. We will also be judged by how we use our authority. Just as we're expected to make godly use of our freedom and talents, we're also to make godly use of our exercise of authority. So let us lead and direct whatever we do with genuine humility. Today's psalm calls upon judges to rule with fairness and to rescue the weak and needy from the wicked. For human judges will be judged by God Himself. They will render an account. These words to the wise are for us as well. For although we may not be judges, we often judge others. Let us not judge the weak and the needy by a different standard. Instead, let us seek to be fair and to rescue them from the wicked. It's no crime to be poor. In fact, Jesus became poor so we might attain the riches of heaven. It is a crime to exploit those who are poor. Our parable in the Gospel of St. Luke tells the story of 10 lepers who were healed by Jesus. But only one took the trouble to come back and thank Him. We've spoken previously about the scourge of leprosy and how it was both stigmatizing and fatal during the time of Jesus. In fact, it remained a terrible illness until the modern era, when we finally learned how to cure it through modern medicine. Now, there are numerous stories concerning lepers in the Bible. In the second book of Kings in the Old Testament, we read of a leper named Naaman, a Syrian army commander who encountered the prophet of God Elisha and was cured. This cure drew Naaman to faith in the true God. He proclaimed, "Behold, I know that there is no God in all the earth but in Israel." And that's in 2 Kings chapter 5. The story is our first reading. The physical cure. It brought an even greater gift to Naaman, the revelation of the meaning of his existence. He was in a relationship with God. So in the Gospel, we hear St. Luke's account of the healing of these 10 lepers. They all stood at a distance in the presence of Jesus. This was the requirement of the Jewish law. Leprosy was highly contagious and deeply scorned in the days of Jesus, when He walked among us in the flesh. Some even believed it was a punishment for sin. However, these lepers met mercy and love incarnate on this glorious day of their healing. And the leper who returned shows us all the way to live. Our Christian vocation calls us to follow Jesus, to live as Jesus lives, to love as He loves, and to become holy as He is holy. And by embracing His plans for our life and living differently because of them. Spiritually, we're all lepers, desperately in need of God's mercy. God's mercy came and always comes through Jesus Christ. And we're now called to become a people who receive and give mercy, and a people who always come back to give thanks.